to your life.
Sweet. Well, you know what? I'm excited to be here, guys. And you see the TruBadger shirts, and I don't have one yet, so I have my wake up shirt on because today is your wake up call.
You wake up, yeah.
It's time to wake up, right, Peter, and understand that crypto is here. It's here to stay. It's here to run, and it's here to change a lot of lives. And so today we have the extreme pleasure and joy to share with you how it can affect your life over the next few years. And, when I look back a year ago, I had no clue. I'd never heard of Peter Gantner. I'd never heard of Corey Moran. I'd never heard of Nexus ecosystem, TruBadger, or any of this. And just like some of you right now may have never heard any of those words. But tonight you're going to get educated, and when you're educated, you can make an educated decision. So back in November, my wife and I got educated and we decided to jump in, go all in. We love this organization. We love everything that Nexus ecosystem has to offer. And today we have the guy right here to share with you the same information that was shared with me a little over 6 months ago. And I am excited for you guys to get red pilled, if you know what that means. And so you'll never again be able to say, I don't understand, I don't know. So Peter, can you just tell us what's going on and why everyone is in the right place at the right time?
Sure, absolutely. So no matter where you're at, we were there at some point, found out about the crypto market, found out about the blockchain. Actually, a friend told me about it. And I said, well, let me check it out. Started to dive in. And to be honest with you, there was a lot there. And I felt very out of place, very much like, what do I do, right? It was this idea of, there looks like there's something here, but what do I do? And so once we went through the process of figuring it out, and it actually took stages. I got involved, didn't go so well because of who I got involved with, the project that I got involved with, got away from it, got back involved. And it was this cycle of going through here. But at the end of the day, I figured out that the blockchain is Internet 3.0, right? That's what they're talking about right now. So when you guys hear, like right now, if you're watching any type of TV, you're seeing Meta commercials, right? Meta is Facebook running commercial after commercial. If you've watched any news in the last 3 months, news after news after news, talking about Web 3.0, talking about the metaverse, all of that is because of what's taken place on the blockchain. Okay, the blockchain was necessary for metaverses. Metaverses in the past have had their own internal mechanisms, currencies in order to operate, but it could only function within there. Because of blockchain and cryptocurrency, now these metaverses are able to now enter a new stage where they'll be able to make it happen. And that is because of what the pioneering has taken place. So in 2009, Bitcoin was launched, the only one out there. Over time, more started coming out. 5-6 years ago, Ethereum was launched with smart contracts and began to increase the capabilities of being it. And now the next phase of that is really the utility phase. So there's been the promise of, with smart contracts, with blockchains and cryptocurrency, there's all this potential, but that's been the promise phase. Very much like in the early days of the internet. So if some people got into the early 90s, mid 90s, right, is when Amazon, it was really more about the promise of the internet that got people excited, because 20 minutes to get in on dial-up and 5 minutes a page was never going to cut it with the world, right? Meaning if there weren't improvements over it, the internet would still have a few million people on it, right? And they'd mainly be educational or, super tech people, right? It wouldn't have my mom on it, right? Somebody who's, doesn't see herself as a tech person. She undercuts herself all the time. She's actually much smarter than she says she is, right? When it comes to this tech stuff. But she wouldn't be there right now if it was dial up still and if it was all that. But what happened was the promise was the run up, the bubble in .com, and then the pop. But what happened is the bubble was the hype, the pop was the adjustment, but the fundamentals of the technology were there and they were already in place, meaning the fact that we're on Zoom. So I don't believe Zoom existed in 2000. I don't know. I haven't looked at the history, but I do know Airbnb did not exist. I know that Uber Eats did not exist, right? These were projects that didn't exist yet, but it was already there, the technology and the promise for those to happen. They just had to be developed over time. And that's where we're at right now in the blockchain space, right? Blockchain. So the first 12, 13 years of this has been about what the possibilities of blockchain and cryptocurrency was. That was what was going to bring it together. Now we're moving into the utility phase of the blockchain. Companies are actually using it. So I had a call over the last couple of days where we're going into a business opportunity that of something that we have had going for a while. One of the companies that I own a portion of, and they are dealing with a company that right now its market cap is $57 billion, right? I went and looked at it today. That's their market cap. They're a publicly traded company. One of their biggest initiatives right now, guys, we're going to do some Q&A. What do you think? This is a $57 billion publicly traded company. What do you think is their number one priority over the next few years? And they're spending a lot of energy, effort, and time to be involved in and be a part of. Any guesses, guys? Blockchain, crypto, metaverse, all of it, right? Every bit of it. They even all have on their website an analysis of opportunities in, how can I say it? The amount of people that know about it, the amount of people that are using it. They have the percentages on their website, and the one with the most potential, the least amount of people that know about it, and the least percentage of them that are using it is cryptocurrency, blockchain, digital currencies. This is a $57 billion company, guys. Okay. Another company, which they're partnered with, another $10 billion plus company. Guess what? Not in the forefront. If I told you who it was, you'll go look and you'll say, oh, they don't have nothing. In the background, they're like, this is the future. They're doing it in the background because they don't want you to know. They don't want you to catch a hold of it, because if you catch a hold of it, you'll help smaller, more decentralized projects develop and build and grow. So this is all taking place, guys. Business is fully engaged and on board in doing it. So now, how is this different than back in the dot-com days? Well, first of all, in the dot-com days, it was nearly impossible for everyday people like you and I, if you were not an accredited investor, if you didn't know friends and family, if you weren't with the right brokerage house, it was nearly impossible to get involved in projects in the early enough stage to make the type of returns that the other people were able to do. That has changed because of decentralized networks. So you've got the blockchain, there's tremendous amount of value, Web 3.0, metaverses. And by the way, if you just go into Google and put potential of the metaverse, you're going to see that Jamie Dimon from Chase Bank says it's over $1 billion. You're going to see Facebook say it's in the billions of dollars. You're going to see Kathy Wood talk about in the billions of dollars. I mean, trillions of dollars. Sorry, trillions. You know, billions, trillions. What the heck, right? All of these people talking about trillions of dollars. So Otherverse, right, is diving in deep into it. Chad just put it in there. This is someone we partner with. You'll see our partnerships on the other side here. So to my fingers pointing to it right now, right? Otherverse, Muon, Stardom Chance, which we're doing an NFT series with, which is unbelievable. Reveal. These are all projects that we're partnering with that have teams behind them, docs teams, utility, technology, and that are going to become leaders in their space, right? So how does this all tie into Nexus ecosystem? So I went through all this stuff, and you're going. And by the way, right now, market is in a adjustment phase. It's down lower, like everything else is out there. But this is, in my opinion, the time to get involved and be a part of this space. When everything's going up, right, which is, I believe, is coming, it's hard to figure out what to get into and what to stay into and what to do. When you've got a perfect market like this, it gives you time to not have to rush, but to really do DYOR, do your own research, find the right projects, and it gives you time to get into them. You know, you don't have to go, oh my goodness, it's blowing up. I got to put in everything I can. You can say, oh, let me put in some, put in a little bit more, put in a little bit more, put in a little more. But let me tell you what Nexus is. Nexus is a community that came together and said, listen, this is almost impossible to figure out on your own. Oh my goodness gracious. It would take 80 hours a week minimum, maybe even 100 hours a week, just to begin to understand this by yourself. So how do we solve that? Most people have full-time jobs, or, you know, they have family, they have all this other stuff. They cannot spend all day in front of the computer researching teams and researching technology and knowing what's real and what's not real, and who is going to be the leader in the NFTs, who's going to be the leader in the metaverse, who's going to be this, who's going to do that, so on and so on. So what we did is said, look, why not use the power of community? Why not put together a group of people that all have a common goal? And that common goal is to find not thousands of projects to get involved with, but 24, 36, 48 projects over the next 3 or 4 years that we've been able to vet the team, we've been able to vet the technology, and we know that they are in this for the long run. We know that they're not just saying, hey guys, this freaking crypto thing is pretty big. Let's go in, jump in, grab a few $1 million, and then let's go open up a Taco Bell, right? And I have nothing against Taco Bells, right? That's just what they're going to do with the money, right? That's their decision, not mine. I probably wouldn't open a Taco Bell, but maybe that's what they want to do, right? So, and there are a lot of people in this space, guys, that are here just for the quick money grab. But you will never know that until you jumped in, they grabbed the money, and they ran off. And how do I know that? Because I did it. I got involved in projects that were just people there to do it. And the reason why is I could not get on a Zoom and meet them face to face and work with them one-on-one. I will tell you, Otherverse, working with one-on-one, Muon, one-on-one, Stardom Chance, one-on-one. Matter of fact, that's me. And when Rhonda came on, she was saying, have you talked with Jeff? That's Jeff from Stardom Chance. Reveal, we're working with them. Every project that we're able to do, we are able to get on with the founders and establish a relationship and have that inside thing. Now, I got to tell you, the reason why most projects don't do it is it's impossible to do if you have tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to get on the phone with everybody. So we assembled a team, a core team, which is myself and Dawn and Deb and Doug and Corey. And I mean, it's a core team of over a dozen people. We can, though, get on with these teams. We can help them. So we've learned a lot. We've got a lot of experience in business, and we've got a lot of experience in crypto, in NFTs, in collectibles, right? So I've been part of 2 super toys that took off, and so we understand the collectible market. We're taking our collective intelligence, our collective knowledge, our collective experiences, and we formed a core team that the community helps direct. And together, we are finding home run projects that you can get involved with, be a part of if you decide, fully your choice. And then together, we can win. To me, that's the win-win situation, right? That is knocking the ball. That's the grand slam, right? Not that every project we find will be a grand slam. We don't need them to be. So the number one thing for Nexus is we said, you know what we got to be able to do? Okay. I have my MetaMask, right? It's my digital wallet. If you're new to this, in my digital wallet, I have a wallet that is called Scam Projects. Okay. Whenever I got before involved, I don't get in scam projects anymore, right? But when I first got in, I was by myself. I'd spend 3, 4, 5 hours researching, not enough time, couldn't get on with the founders, and I'd get in them. And they would do a rug pull, or they would do a honeypot, or they would do just quit on the project, right? The market cap went down. We're out of here. We'll go start another one, right? Do a new smart contract. So I started putting those in a wallet. If I only avoided all of those, I would be way further ahead. We got Corey on here. Corey can probably attest to the same thing. If we would have avoided those, we'd be way further ahead. How do you do that? You do that through an ecosystem. You do that through Nexus ecosystem. Says, guess what? You don't have to get into again, not all projects will make it, but at least let's eliminate outright scams. And now we're going to be able to advance further and get ahead better on that side of it. In the process of building this, community is essential to the success of a crypto project. Okay. And it kind of, the breakdown is this: in a normal business, it's 90% team, 10% product. And then you go out and you get customers. The 90% team is good enough to go out and build a customer base and move things forward. In crypto, community is absolutely essential and important, because community helps drive the value of the project and helps grow the project. And so one of the great things about Nexus is, instead of each project having to spend hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million to build the community, then to support their token, we find the founders that have integrity, great ideas, great technology, and we say, we'll bring you 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 community members. And so now you don't need to spend that money. You can spend that on technology and moving things forward. And our goal is to bring projects tens of thousands of community members. And that's where people like yourself come in. Somebody probably invited you here. By inviting people to this, by getting people involved, we help ourselves. So there's two parts to it. One is we help the person we invited here, because they get to not miss the crypto blockchain space. I believe, so there's a lot of us out there that regret missing the .com days, right? There's a lot of us that regret 2008. We didn't go out and, in early 2009, we didn't go buy 10 houses, right? And just say, you know what, I'm just going to rent them out, let them sit there. And then in, 2022, I'm going to sell them for $1 gazillion, right? So I don't want, and I know you guys don't want people to miss out on this. And it's more than just them missing out. There's two sides to this. There's centralized and there's decentralized. Decentralized will create value for all of society. And the way we keep the blockchain and cryptocurrency decentralized is by getting as many people as we can in and engaged in the crypto space, right? And so there's two parts here. One is, I don't want my mom to miss out. My mom owns crypto, right? My mom is in Stardom NFTs. My mom is in all the projects we're finding, right? She lives on a fixed income, but what she has available, she puts into the projects, because I want my mom to be wealthy, right? And I believe in what we're doing, and I believe in where we're going. My sister is into the projects, right? Because again, I see this as a way to change people's lives. I see this as a way. Building wealth is about leverage, right? Whether it's in a business and you leverage employees and their productivity, or whether it's leveraging, an investment advisor's advice, right? It's all about leverage, right? Leveraging in real estate. You own one property, you might have some income. You own 100 properties with income, you're rich, right? It's all about leverage. Franchises, right? You own one franchise. I have a buddy of mine owns a McDonald's, and it was a job until he bought his second and then third McDonald's, right? And then it became financial freedom, because with one McDonald's, he was only able to leverage that system so much. It was when he got the second and the third, by increasing that leverage, he began to build wealth, right? And started making a lot of money. So it's about leverage, okay? In the crypto space, I believe is the best place for 99.9% of people to get leverage. I truly believe, guys, this is absolutely the greatest. There might be 1 or 2% or 0.1% of the people that at some point will have an idea or a concept or something that they can leverage up from a few $1,000 investment into a gazillion dollars, right? But for the average everyday person, crypto, blockchain is the greatest way, greater than the 2008 real estate market, greater than the 2000 run up to the internet. This is the greatest way, greater than buying silver and gold, right? And hedging against inflation, all that stuff. I believe blockchain and crypto is the best way for people to do that, That's why we created the Nexus ecosystem. It's why we created TruBadger, Catapult, Safu Fight, Insights, Community NFT Project, Crypto Gods. It's why we're pushing forward and doing what we're doing. We see the power in a decentralized world. We see it where the playground, the field is level, and where somebody with a few dollars, 20, 40, 50, $100 a month and some discipline can have the opportunity to build true financial freedom through digital assets, through these ecosystems. And some of the stories, if you look at it, we were just told the story of a young kid. He was in his teens. He started playing games. He was selling digital game stuff. Some people paid him in Bitcoin. He was going to sell his Bitcoin off. He decided to keep. He didn't even decide to keep it. He was going to sell his Bitcoin. And he got distracted. A new game came out. He got so into that new game, he forgot about this computer that had this crypto on it. And then one day somebody told him, hey, did you see Bitcoin's at $1,000? He picked up the phone and called mom and said, Mom, is my old computer still at the house? She goes, yeah, it's in the den. Okay, don't do anything with it, Mom, okay? Goes home, fires it up. I don't even want to talk about the amount of wealth that this person has now, okay? Because it's literally not, I mean, we're talking not just okay. We're talking about wealth. We're talking about 40 plus exotic cars, mansions, right? We're talking about pure wealth, right? Because of this space, the blockchain. And I don't believe those opportunities in those days are gone. I believe they're just getting started. But again, his was, he forgot about it, right? I don't think that there'll be that many people that'll get lucky and forget about it at this point. So what do you need to do? You need to make purposeful decisions that will lead you in the right direction. You can try and do it by yourself and take advice from your cousin Larry, who founded the Next Hot Token, or you can join a community of people that are building an ecosystem, just like a franchise type thing, where there's vetting going on, where there's technology partners, where there are people that are on the inside and are getting doors opened up and allowing for a community of people to leverage that, bringing it to the community, understanding the power of community. Community provides value. We provide value together. In the next 5 to 8 years, it's our goal to build $1 trillion. Well, 4 to 7 years now, right? It's 5 to 8 a year ago. 4 to 7 years from now, I believe there's the possibility for us to build $1 trillion in digital assets that will belong to the community in which we build, that understands the proper way to get behind projects, the proper way. And it's people that are not going to wait till the market gets hot and then go, oh my goodness, I got to tell everybody about it. They understand and they know that the best time to get involved was once the market had come down, before it was ready to run up, as long as the technology was there. I'm going to go one more thing. The internet, the bubble crash, the internet still provided value. That value proposition was there. It just wasn't being reflected in the stocks. In the real estate market, the value of real estate was there. It just wasn't reflected in the price at the time because of market conditions, right? People have to live in houses, right? We can't all just say, you know what? I'm not going to live in a house anymore. Just going to go live right over there, right? It doesn't work well, right? So it's when you find something where the technology is going to be successful, then the best thing you can hope is that you either got in really early or there's some type of correction that gives you the opportunity to engage and be involved with it before that next run to the moon and beyond. Chad?
Man, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you shared. And, you know, I know we're a little over a year into Nexus ecosystem, right? I think celebrated 1 year, like in the last couple weeks, right?
Yep.
And this is just a powerful, amazing community, guys. And if you're watching this right now, this community is going to grow and it's going to get huge. And I would just say, get involved. I mean, the worst place you can be is woulda, coulda, shoulda. and didn't. So get involved in whatever that looks like for you. It could be $20 a week that you're investing into something in Nexus ecosystem.
Yeah.
We would all recommend, if you don't know what to do, invest in TruBadger, the TruBadger token, because if you're consistently investing in the TruBadger token, you're investing in all of what the Nexus ecosystem is doing. And it's just it's a powerful thing, just put it in and then just wait and be patient, right? Good things take time, just like working out or getting healthy or whatever. It all takes time. So Peter, thanks again so much for always just getting on here and sharing. I know that you're so excited. I know you work really, really hard. I know your entire team is out there making things happen day in, day out. And I just love this community. And I hope everyone that's learning about it loves it too.
And guys, we are really building for the long run, right? We see this as the potential. And I'll go one more reference back to the .com days. Look, Jeff Bezos has been wealthy for some time, right? It's only been really in the last 3-4 years, right, that the wealth has become staggering, right? Like all of a sudden it's like, and I don't know what year it was, but I think Bill Gates had just topped 100 billion. He was the only one. And then Carlos Slim did it, right? Now there's a whole host of, they're just piled on, and it's only been in the last few years that and it's because it took time for the internet to really become what it is today. And the major difference between that and then is small group of people, it's probably millions, right, that made it on the internet, to the possibility, because of decentralization and the fact that these are built of networks of people. This pool over here, which is the crypto side of things, the decentralized side of things, can have hundreds of millions of people that benefit in huge ways, where this one over here was a much smaller group, and the wealth is compressed in a much smaller group of people. And there's somebody who's worth $200 billion, right? Where over here in the crypto side, it would create the 200 billion, but maybe it's 1 million people that have that 200 billion, which, by the way, guys, is still a lot of money, right? 1 million people sharing $200 billion still makes these people very, very well to do, right? So it's a big amount of money that each of those people would have an additional benefit. So it's the structure of it. It's not just wishful thinking on our part. So, me and Chad just aren't sitting around on hopium going, oh my goodness, this might happen. We've looked at the technology. We've looked at the future. We've looked at where it's going. All of the arrows point towards massive success. We just need to position ourselves and doing it utilizing community, coming together for that common purpose, so we can then place ourselves in the right position and then build this into an absolute massive fortune. But also, again, decentralization, allowing for us to get back our digital sovereignty and our financial sovereignty. Those are two very important things that the blockchain, cryptocurrency, and decentralization deliver for society as a whole.
Great. So a lot of you today, you learned greatest wealth transfer in history is going to be happening in the crypto industry. So now that you know, so it's up to you what you're going to do about knowing. So, I think Jim Rohn said, rarely will a good idea interrupt you. Well, there you go. You've heard the good idea, and now it's just time to take action. So love you guys.